Alright, today I'm going to be talking about tennis, some of the history, and a little bit about some of the benefits of doing tennis. So, my main points are the history of tennis, its mental and social aspects of tennis, and then its physical aspects. And a fun fact from National Library of Medicine is playing tennis regularly can increase your life expectancy by 9.7 years. So a little bit of the history of tennis. It first started in the 12th century, and its first was only played with hands. So there was no racket involved, and it was called this very long French word that I'm not going to try to pronounce, but that word means game of the palm. So they just hit the ball around with their palm, and they didn't add the rackets till the 16th century, but they still played with different rules. So that tennis is now called royal tennis or real tennis, and that is still played in England, but it's not what you see at the Wimbledon or the US Open or anything like that. It's completely different rules. A little bit more of the history. Tennis has 4 majors, just like golf. I'm sure you've heard of the majors of golf. Tennis has the exact same thing. The first one to ever be made is the Wimbledon in 1877 in London. And then the second is the US Open in 1881, which is in Queens, New York. Then the French Open in 1891, which is in Paris, France. And then the Australian Open in 1905 in Melbourne, Australia. Winning all 4 of these in a year is called a calendar Grand Slam. Winning 4 of these total in any amount of time is just a Grand Slam. And it's very hard to do. There's very little people that can do a calendar Grand Slam. And then these are some of the notable players for your reference. I know you've heard at least of one of them. Roger Federer, he has his own brands and stuff like that. 20 Grand Slams. He's considered the GOAT, but I don't know, looking at these stats, it might be in question. Rafael Nadal, 22 Grand Slams. And then Serena Williams, who's big with Nike, 23 Grand Slams. Some of the benefits of tennis. The first one is the social and mental aspect of tennis. Tennis requires a lot of hand-eye coordination. You need to be able to make sure the racket hits the ball and you can get the ball where you want it. So placement, and then you got strategy. There's a whole bunch of things with strategy, whether you're hitting it cross court, where the ball lands on your side of the court, whether you need to hit it back hard, hit a lob. And this picture right here is a very good demonstration of ball placement on what you need to do when that ball is hit there. Then communication. Human beings are social creatures. We need to communicate. So if you're playing doubles, you communicate with your teammate. Or in between points, you communicate with your opponents. You just talk about cut up stuff and different stuff like that. And it's really good exercising the brain and opening up those neural pathways and making sure that we get our social dose for the day whenever you play tennis. And all this is from Tennis HQ, cited from Tennis HQ. And then the physical aspect of tennis. Tennis is a big court. You're going to have to run around a lot, and you got to run back and forth. It's a little bit easier with doubles, but you're still running a lot. So cardio health, that's your heart, making the blood pump, your heart's working overtime. Everyone needs some physical activity in their life. And then lung capacity. As soon as you start running, you're going to be out of breath, so it kind of builds your capacity of your lungs, bringing that O2 through your bloodstream. And then muscle growth. You're working your whole arm, trying to hit the ball hard, and working on those twitch muscle fibers in your arm, trying to hit the ball as hard as you can. And then vitamin D, if you play tennis outside, you're going to get your daily dose of vitamin D from the sun, and which is another crucial part of it, and maybe get a good tan out of it, who knows. And this is all from Human Kinetics. And then the conclusion, the couple things that I want you to take away from this is tennis is very old, but that doesn't change its benefits towards the people playing it. So the mental, the social, and the physical aspects of it are still really good, and I wanted to inform you all about how good playing tennis can be, and here is my citations page. Thank you.